So I think most golfers will agree that their practice swing feels great. Feels powerful, balanced, just incredibly easy. But then when we set up and hit the shot, kind of don't feel any of those things. And even though that shot's not too bad, we can definitely see a huge difference in what's been created. And possibly for a lot of you guys watching, that shot you'd actually consider a decent one. It might be tops, thins, way offline, lack of distance. So today's video, I'm going to show you how to avoid the biggest killer of your golf swing and get you improve your ball striking to a whole new level. Okay, so the big difference there between practice swing and actual swing just felt massively like opposite ends of the scale. So what is the only physical difference between a practice swing and an actual swing? Comment below and let me know what you think it is now. Okay, so hopefully you've commented, hopefully you got it correct, but I'm guessing a lot of you will have got it wrong. So the only physical difference is there's a golf ball involved. So in the practice swing, golfers are focused entirely on their movement, just making a good golf swing. And as a result of that, they make a good swing. And I'm a big believer as a coach that whatever it is you're working on, you will get good at doing in your practice swing. But if your focus is different and on the shot, it all becomes about the golf ball, it's really, really going to change. So I'm going to talk through the 5 things, and you work through them with me, that I think golfers try and do. So number 1 is they try and hit the ball. Number 2, they try and get the ball in the air. Number 3, they try and make the ball go straight. Number 4, try and get the ball to go further. And number 5, they try and strike the ball correctly. Now come on, honestly, how many of you out there try for that full house? How many of you are just 1, 2, maybe 3 of those? Again, comment below and let me know which ones you get involved with. But they're all about the golf ball. None of those are about your performance. So let's run through those. It might be that you go, right, I know I'm number 3 and 4. Stick with me and go through these first ones as well, because it is amazing the difference you'll see in the movement of your golf swing. And if we get you focused in the right area, how that's going to improve. So, first thing we see is, like I said, most golfers make that nice full swing and everything's good. But when they try and hit the golf ball, you see a horrible squirty one out to the right. Not particularly effective, and the good news is I've definitely made contact with the golf ball. And I see so many golfers who talk about that's what they're trying to do. And the funny thing is, when they just make contact with it, they're not happy with that because it's not actually what they mean. So if you're somebody that just tries to hit at the golf ball a lot, first thing I would say is, let's imagine that your club head just makes a nice big circle around your body. So we want to make sure that you finish your circle. So you can stand up there, swing all the way through to that finish. The idea being, as long as you can maintain your focus there, the golf ball should just be collected. And a great way, I think, of doing it is mark yourself out of 10. So if you think of it all the way around that club, that's 10 out of 10. If you lose focus, 9, 8, 7, 6, and so forth. So practice swing was definitely a 10 out of 10. On the shot, I think my focus was great on my golf swing. So I'm going to give myself a 10 out of 10. Don't mind too much about what the shot's like, but we can see there, I think I'd be pretty happy with that on a regular basis. Everything that TrackMan's showing me is decent delivery of the golf club. But the key there, I wasn't trying to hit the ball. I was really just focused on making a nice swing and allowing the golf ball to be collected at the bottom. So that moves us on to number 2, golfers who try and get the ball in the air. So what you'll tend to see with them is that they'll set up, and then as we play back through that swing, we will see that everything looks pretty good on the way back, but instead of moving onto their front leg, all the weight stays back, miss the ground and top it, or they could hit the ground fat it, just lots and lots of bad shots. So for the golfer who's trying to get the ball in the air, what we need to appreciate is the golf club has got loft on it. So what we actually need to try and do is, when we were making that nice full circle before, we need to try and make the lowest point of our swing this side of the golf ball so that we collect the ball. Loft does the work for us and gets the ball in the air. And an easy way is just focus slightly ahead of the golf ball, try and touch the ground ahead. And again, what we should see from TrackMan there is the lowest point of my swing was 3 inches ahead of the golf ball. The club's travelled down 3.4 degrees, and obviously the ball's comfortably gone in the air, decent distance. So number 3 is all about trying to make the ball go straight. And what you'll see with most golfers when they make this swing is the majority of golfers miss the ball way out to the right. Might actually be a decent strike, but we can see way right. And on TrackMan there, my club face was 14.5 degrees open and to the right. So that means that at impact, that's been there. And I think what a lot of golfers fail to appreciate is, as you move the club around the golf swing, it feels like the club face rotates. So it would go from almost leading edge being spine angle to leading edge being spine angle. So it feels like, but it's actually just square to the path. What most golfers do is, as they're coming down into impact, they try and steer the club thinking it's going to go straight, but they deliver it way open. So simple one for you guys: make a few practice swings at shoulder height like a baseball swing. Get a feel for what the club's doing, and it definitely feels like it's wanting to roll over. And then once you get into the golf ball, you've just changed your spine angle, same feeling. And even if you don't hit the ball dead straight, you're going to have much more control on the club face. We can see there, club face 3.5 degrees closed, giving me a little baby draw, which if you're a slicer of the golf ball, you'll think is great. But I can't promise in one swing you'll suddenly go from 14.5 open to 3.5 closed. But you will start getting the ball closer to straight, and that's what's going to help you get the ball in play far more often. Point number 4 then, trying to hit the ball hard. We've all been there, haven't we? And I still do it from time to time. And I think it's because you get a distance in your mind of how far you need to go, and there's a perceived level of effort. So you stand up there, try and smash it. Strike wasn't great. There was some decent speed there. Club face wide open and carries actually less far, and it's off the planet control-wise. So I think the key thing for distance is, if you want the ball to go further, you need to swing the club quicker. Now, for me, for a lot of golfers, they're either trying to swing slowly or they're trying to smash the ball. The key is, stand there and have a practice swing and just think about swinging the club quickly. And it'll feel massively different, much less tension in the golf swing, giving you a chance for everything to work more efficiently. So we're going to stand up there and just really think about swinging quickly. Everything felt easy there, even though it wasn't quite as quick as the one where I feel like I've tried to hit the ball hard. I've retained my strike. The club's travelled down into the ball. Club face control's been great, and the ball's actually gone a little bit further than it would normally. So again, think of swinging quickly, not hitting the ball hard. And the last one, number 5, try to strike it correctly. Try to flush it out the middle of the golf club. Now, for me, where a lot of guys struggle with this, is they're so obsessed with setting up at address and thinking, right, well, if I get back to here at impact, and it's not a great strike, it's out of the toe, it's in control, but none of the best players in the world have their address position and their impact position the same. At address, a lot of golfers are here. At impact, the body's out the way, the weight's into that front foot, the body's opening up, the shaft's leaning forward. But the good news is you don't need to try and do any of those positions. Again, if you just stand there and think a little bit quicker and make a nice full circle, that conscious thought will allow the subconscious to get the body into a much more dynamic position. And if you can stand there and make that nice full swing with a bit of speed, we're going to see, if not perfect, we're going to see good strikes, the club travelling down, the ball going in the air, the ball going fairly accurately, the ball going a good distance, and a solid strike. So we're going to get all 5 of those killers that the golf ball creates, but doing it by focusing on your golf swing, making the best move you can make, and we've all heard it before, haven't we? Letting the ball get in the way. But as soon as you say, don't think of the ball, that's the first thing you're going to think about. 1, 2, 3, 4, or all 5 of those things that we try and make the ball do are absolute killers for your golf swing. And if you can avoid them, you're going to take your ball striking to a whole new level.